I think those are fantastic examples. I'd be keen to understand what factors from these platforms do you think have made them successful in Kenya?
I think, thank you for that, Nazipo. I think the biggest one is deep customer understanding. And because most people, when they think about platforms, they think, oh, this is a nice thing. It's going to be highly monetizable. We are going to make a lot of money. You're going to be rich, a unicorn of Africa. I'm going to retire early. But it's not about that. It's about solving a human need, yeah, and our economic need. And it starts with a deep understanding. I'll take Cellulant, for example. They spent time with farmers. I mean, when you talk to the Cellulant guys, they say they spent hours and hours with farmers trying to understand what are the deep issues that you're trying to solve on day-to-day basis and how do you go about them. And once they understood that, the next step was to say, what of this, what we call in tech service blueprint, can we digitize to make your life much easier? And some of it will be it will be a hybrid solution, because if you're talking about semi-literate farmers in Nigeria, it means that not all of them will be able to use their cellular phone, or they'll be putting their phone somewhere under a bed to go to the farm. Then they started building these small shops that were hybrid. If I go to this shop, I'm able to connect digitally and I'm able to be tracked because I have an ID number with Cellulant. It's just that deep understanding of how things run that makes a big difference. And if you don't have that understanding and to be able to provide an actual value and and produce context and value to the platform, then you're going to fail for sure. And there are many platforms that have failed. There's allow me to just run a little bit longer. There's always a question is, how come WeChat, how come Alibaba has not worked well in Africa? There are super platforms across China. How come they've not worked in Africa? It's because our context is very different. We are a trust-based community. We run on trust. Ubuntu is in our DNA. We cannot ignore it. So if somebody is going to come and introduce a platform, make sure you have a human being as an intermediary to be able to make your platform work. And that is like the winning formula for like platforms in Africa, is make sure that you have a human intermediary, because trust is built and value is built from a human connection. Thank you.
I think that's an incredible contribution. You've highlighted both the factors that lead to success, but you've also shared with us some of the pitfalls that often lead to the failure of platforms in Africa. How do we ensure that we have more successful platforms and fewer ones that are failing? How do we get platforms to deliberately follow the positive examples of the ones that you have shared?
Thank you so much, Nazipo, for that question. As I mentioned earlier, Africa is a trust-based community. And for you to be able to be successful in any platform, whether you're a bank or you're a small startup, you have to be able to be producing value, or you have to be able to begin giving value. What you promise, you need to be able to deliver. So, for example, if you're promising you're an employment platform, you have to be able to say that I went to the platform and I saw a job. It might not be relevant to me, but it might be relevant to my friend, and then you go and tell your friend. If you came there and saw nothing, you go and tell your friends, oh, those people are the ones that are going to be taking all my money and not giving me any jobs. And that's how we want, because it's word of mouth, it is trust-based, it's that human interaction that is very important more than anything. So the problem that many people make when they're building platforms is they take the playbook from people who were born with computers in their hand. Yeah. So you believe that because I can go and click this and click that and something happens, that's what happens to everybody. We are still very far away from that place where we are going to trust things on the internet. We still need that human intermediation to connect us to that final closing of a deal online. So I always say, for example, e-commerce is one of those ones that anywhere, and I've worked in a couple of countries in Africa. Anywhere in Africa, when you're doing e-commerce, is you first place your order, then you say, where can I call? Can I call you? Let's talk. Can you give me a bit of discount? And then when are you going to deliver? I'm going to pay you on delivery. These are models that are not, if I did that in the US or in Germany, people would look at me weirdly. Is that, I mean, why don't you have a credit card? Oh, because we don't like credit cards in Africa. I mean, like, they're not that popular. Those are things that you need to be able to say, I'm providing value in context, and I'm solving an actual human need, not just building technology or building platforms for the sake of building. We are solving a problem. And once you've done that, other things will come and fall in place quite beautifully. Thank you very much.